Hi guys, so I'm going to read Tales to Astonish number 44. So this is the first appearance of the Wasp, and there's some details about Ant-Man's origin story in this comic that's elaborated upon. So the Ant-Man and the Wasp battle the creature from Cosmos. Meet the Flying Wasp, Ant-Man's gorgeous new partner in peril. A double-length Ant-Man super epic. Ant-Man and the Wasp versus the creature from the Cosmos. Throughout history, there have been men who have become legends, men who have possessed powers beyond mortal men, or ken. So in that time, those men have become superheroes to thrill the entire world. We are about to tell you of such a man, the scientist known to the world as Henry Pym, but known to you as the astonishing Ant-Man. And you will learn here for the first time the reason that Henry Pym became the Ant-Man, the past that gnaws like a cancer at the soul of this man, giving him no rest, driving him to the strangest adventures any human being has ever known. You will see him find a companion to aid in the solitary fight against injustice, tyranny, and crime. The companion that will become known as the Wasp. Come with us now as Ant-Man and Wasp battle the unhuman thing from beyond space and time, the creature from Cosmos. Plot: Stan Lee, art Jack Kirby, script H.E. Huntley, inking Don Heck, lettering Art Simic. A huge soldier ant clacks its mandibles as the Ant-Man dismounts on the windowsill of Henry Pym's laboratory. Through his cybernetic helmet, the tiny man sends electronic wave commands to his Hymenopteria companions and the ants far away. You must leave now, my ants. I will call you when there is need again. And now it is time to resume my other identity. Alone in his laboratory, Ant-Man releases his growth gas. And so, Ant-Man becomes the scientist Henry Pym, a man driven to restlessness by bitter memories. He is tired, so very tired. If only he had help, human help. But it is his destiny never to reveal his secret to any other human. I must always be alone. It is my fate. If only Maria were here by my side. Together we could, but Maria is gone. And so he sits, this man of science, of legend, as his thoughts go back to the past. Hello, Mrs. Pym, my beautiful Maria, my lovely wife.
Hello, Mr. Pym, my handsome husband.
Darling, do you think it would be wise for us to come back to Hungary on our honeymoon? You and your father were political prisoners, and...
Hush, my love. We escaped to your wonderful country. They will not know me, now that I am a wife of an American. I am Mrs. Pym now, not Maria Trovia. My father is safe in America working for your wonderful country, and I merely wish to see the places where I spent my childhood.
Fasten your seatbelts, please. We're about to land. You know, darling, this honeymoon is the first vacation I've taken in years. Now I feel as though I never want to work again. Just spend every moment of my life with you.
Ah, you are becoming a lazy husband. My father always used to say, go to the ants, thou dullard. But you are not an industrious ant. Are you, my love?
I am merely a man of love, my darling. Here's a taxi to take us to the hotel. And perhaps you are right. No one will know you were once Maria Trovia, now that you're Mrs. Henry Pym. But suddenly,
You will not make a sound, Maria Trovia. Your American husband will be shot.
Henry!
What is this? Silence, American. Hey, wait, you can't... Ugh.
An hour later at the American embassy.
Never mind my head. It's been an hour now.
I know, Mr. Pym. We're doing all we can to find your wife. You must be patient.
Ring.
Yes, this is he.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yes, I'll tell him. You must be brave, my friend. My people have found your wife. There was a note on her body saying that this is what happens to those who attempt to escape from behind the Iron Curtain.
Maria? Maria dead? No. She was so young, so beautiful, so wonderful. No, it can't be.
There is more. A message from America. The laboratory in which her father was working blew up. Sabotage is feared.
The fiends, the merciless murderers, We must make them pay. You hear? We must make them pay. Control yourself. My people will do their best. Do their best. I'll find them. I'll find the ones who did this. I'll make them pay. Maria, I'll find them, I swear it. Wait, Pym, you can't.
The young scientist went berserk, and within a few days landed in jail on the verge of a physical and mental breakdown.
I couldn't find them. I didn't know where to look. I've come to have you released, and you will be sent home, my boy.
Now, Hank Pym having, like, psychological issues becomes, like, a recurring thing throughout him being, like, the comics. It becomes a recurring thing. Like, he has split personality disorder and, I think, bipolar disorder and that, but later on. But in his laboratory in America, Henry Pym lived with the terrible tragedy that had marred his life, staring into space, trying to recapture every moment of that wonderful past that was now gone forever.
She said something. Maria said something, but I can't remember. Why did this have to happen? Oh, Maria, Wait! I remember now. I remember what she said. Go to the ants, thou sluggard. Yes, she was right. I sit here doing nothing while throughout the world criminals prowl, injustice is rampant, tyranny tramples the underdog. So I will strike back at all of it. Whatever rottenness exists, I am a scientist. I will use my talents, my knowledge to find a way.
And so alone he threw himself into his work, striving always to keep the painful past from his mind. A man possessed, a man pushed beyond the limits of scientific reason and by memories.
It works! The reducing gas works! My theory is correct. Living cells can be reduced in size by chemical means, and my growth gas will enlarge them again. Go to the ants, thou sluggard.
It rang in his brain over and over, until that fateful day when Henry Pym became the Ant-Man. The skein of memory breaks and brings our hero back to the present.
Yes, I became the Ant-Man and developed clothing of unstable molecules to wear, the cybernetic helmet, communication with the ants, all this and more. But it's still not enough. Too often have I come close to defeat. I need a partner, someone to stand by, to carry on if someday I meet defeat and death. But who? Who could I ever trust to know the secrets of the Ant-Man? Know my true identity? I don't know, but perhaps someday I shall find the one, and when I do, I must be ready. Work. Yes, I will work. Find the way to equip that partner to aid me in my work.
For weeks the scientist works, taking little nourishment or sleep, never pausing for the memories to come again.
Yes, it's true. The cells of the wasp can be made to specialize, to grow as legs or wings or antenna, but only in a life form of miniature size. Wait, what's that noise? Oh, it's the doorbell.
Impatiently at the interruption, Henry Pym goes to the door.
What is it?
Ah, you are Henry Pym. I'm Dr. Vernon Van Dyne. You are quite famous, Mr. Pym, so I have come to visit, for we are both scientists and perhaps we have much in common. Yes, of course, come in. This is my daughter, Janet.
How do you do, Dr. Pym?
She looks somewhat like Maria, but she's much younger. Not much more than a child.
Okay.
She's quite handsome, but scientists are such bores. I prefer the adventurous type, not those dull, intellectual bookworms.
Mr. Pym, I must confess that my visit is not merely social. I think perhaps you can help me. I've been working on a gamma-ray beam to pierce space and detect signals from other planets. If there is life out there, in the galaxy perhaps, through my beam we can make contact. I've heard of your work. Doctor, I'm afraid I can't be of help to you. My field is molecular cell transition and cell specialization. I know, but I thought, you see, the beam needs strengthening to reach. But I see you're not interested. I understand, Mr. Pym. Each man to his own field. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Let's go, Daddy.
Yes, of course. Good night, Mr. Pym. So much like Maria, if she were not just such a child.
So Henry Pym returns to his work on specialized cells,
pausing only to tune in with the fantastic cybernetic machine to electronic impulse messages from the vast army of ants that roam the city. Trouble on Temple Street, but the police have it well in hand. No need for the Ant-Man. And Dr. Vernon Van Dyne continues with his own experiments. I've got it, yes! The booster is pushing the rays deep into space.
Daddy, I'm going out. Someplace where there's music and laughter and gaiety.
But these three humans do not suspect that they will soon be tangled together in the web of fate, as they confront the most awesome menace ever let loose upon our unsuspecting world. Ah, my rays are going beyond our own galaxy, reaching into the depths of space to other galaxies, other worlds, star worlds we cannot even see. What is that? A darkness, a fluidity, flux swirling, coming closer. I don't understand. Something vast, shapeless, yet with form, following down the path of the rays. It's oh! The doctor looks at the thing that is in the room with him. His senses reel. His face turns ashen, and everything human within him cries out in agony against this alien thing, a creature so unearthly that it is almost more than a human eyes can bear. What are you? Malleable, a vicious flowing, a presence that fills the room, conscienceless hostility emanating from it like a cloud of snakes. The thing answers in a slithering voice that is no voice, that it is a touching of the human brain with waves of meaning. I am from the planet Cosmos, deep in space. We of Cosmos are a fluid form of life. I escaped down the path of your ray to this, your planet. Escaped? Yes, I am a criminal. The greatest Cosmos has ever seen alone. I almost succeeded in smashing Cosmosian society, making slaves of them all. But I failed. Now I am safe here. Here I can do what I failed to do on Cosmos. Of course I must smash your machine to keep any of you from following me, from my own planet. And I must dispose of you, so no one knows my presence here. Look at me, Earthman, look at me. Silently the scientist fights, keeping his head turned from the monster, knowing that to look is to die. But the alien power of the creature from Cosmos is not to be denied. Van Dyne's head turns slowly, until it is done. Later, Janet returns home.
What's that awful mist? Seems to be coming from Daddy's lab. Dad, are you in there? Dad! Oh no! I must have help. But I must call somebody. But who? I don't know anyone who... Wait, Pym. Henry Pym, he's a scientist too. Dad trusted him.
Why don't you just call the police? I don't know. But anyway, yes, this is Henry Pym. Janet Van Dyne, what? Your father? Oh, come now. Those bored society playgirls are all alike. But it's pretty gruesome for her to get her kicks by making up a horror story about her father. Lights flashing on the cybernetic board. It means a message is coming from the ants. I have no time to play games with a spoiled brat like Janet Van Dyne. What? Van Dyne killed? Then she wasn't acting, it's true. Quickly, Henry Pym releases his reducing gas. But this is not a job for Henry Pym. It's a mission for Ant-Man. I'll send electronic waves through my cybernetic helmet to summon all the ants in the vicinity to meet me at Van Dyne's laboratory. The catapult will get me to my destination in a hurry. Just set these dials. Ant-Man triggers the ingenious catapult mechanism, and a moment later shoots swiftly through the air. The ants will be waiting for me to form a soft platform for me to land on. Good. Now to find the girl and see what caused Dr. Van Dyne's death. There she is, unaware of my presence. Hello, I'm Ant-Man. Perhaps you've heard of me. I've come to help you.
I have heard of you, but I thought you were only a myth. My father, he's dead, in his laboratory. There was a strange mist. I came in and found him.
He's been murdered. Almost looks like he died of fright. There's something strange, something eerie here. I can sense it. And the machine. I suppose it was his ray machine. It's wrecked. But what kind of thing could twist and smash heavy metal that way? Something unearthly of awful menace and terrible powers. Completely alien was here. But what? And how did it get here?
I love my father. He was the finest man on earth. I never showed him how much I loved him. I thought I was unsophisticated. Now I'll never have the chance. But there is one thing I can do. Avenge him.
This is so like Maria.
Call it a woman's intuition if you wish. But I know that it was his experiment to reach outer space, to communicate with other life forms on other planets. That was his cause of death. Somehow I'll find out, if it takes the rest of my life to do it.
She's changed. The bored, flighty shell she wore is gone. She has a determination, strength of character. I wonder if she... Listen to me and ask no questions. Phone the FBI. Ask for Lee Kearns and tell him what happened here. Then go to Henry Pym's laboratory immediately. Trust me and do as I tell you.
I do trust you, Ant-Man.
That's strange. The ants have gone. They're all down below. This is the first time they've ever left me. Well, I guess I'll have to shimmy down the water pipe.
FBI? I want to speak to Lee Kearns.
Seconds later. Why did you desert me, my friends? Suddenly, there is a strange stirring among the ant horde. Mandibles click and the outer skeleton armor of the insects moves with self-conscious muscle pull. Then the huge soldier ant sends out its message waves. The creature that was in there, the mist it left, it contains traces of formic acid. It must be kin to us, the ants, for we secrete formic acid too. But it is alien and we are afraid. Well then, take me back to my laboratory quickly. Then you will spread out. Try to find some trace of this creature. And some of you will go to the FBI offices and send me a message of what they find out. Back in his laboratory, Ant-Man releases his growth gas. And now to wait for Janet's arrival. I must greet her as Henry Pym. Seconds later. Janet at the door. Perhaps I was wrong in asking her to come here, to carry out the plan I have in mind. Perhaps...
Dr. Pym, my father,
I know. And I know you want to avenge his death. Are you really serious? Would you risk anything for justice? I must know.
I meant when I said, I shall dedicate my life to finding his murderer. Coming here, I had thought time to think. I wish I could help track down all the criminals, the human wolves who prey on honest people. I suppose you think I'm just a foolish female, but...
Come in here, into my laboratory. Shut the door. I'm going to tell you what no one else in the world knows. In so doing, I put my life in your hands. But I tell you because I need a partner, and I have chosen her. I am the Ant-Man.
You? But of course, how else could have you known about? But you said you have chosen a partner?
Yes, I can make you small as Ant-Man with my shrinking gas. And due to my research in cell specialization, I can give you wings, antenna. I can make you a human wasp. Yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp will find your father's murderer and bring to justice all who need it. What's your answer, Jane? Janet Van Dyne?
Yes, I will say yes. Show me how and I will stand beside you always, to avenge my father's death. I swear it.
Do you see those synthetic cells in the microscopic field? They are specialized cells. I can implant them beneath your skin tissue. It will leave no scar, but when you're reduced to the size of a wasp, you will grow wings and tiny antennae.
It all sounds so unbelievable, so wonderful. All I feel is a tiny pinprick. How long does it take?
Just as long, Janet. The specialized cells are now in place. Meanwhile, at the building that houses Dr. Van Dyne's laboratory. Run, it's an earthquake! Help! Keep back, the building's collapsing! And at the docks nearby a few minutes later. Hey, feel that, Joe? The whole dock's shaking. Seems to be coming from behind us. Look over there! What is it? Run, run! Yell to the others to get off to the docks! And so the world's first meets the creature from Cosmos. While in Henry Pym's laboratory, electronic impulses coming from my ant scouts. Janet, in the closet is a costume woven from unstable molecules that will expand and shrink as you do. I have a feeling this is our first mission. Cybernetic units in the machine translate the incoming signals into human speech as Janet Van Dyne dons her new costume. FBI says Van Dyne killed by strange element FBI says Van Dyne killed by strange element akin to fear. Entire system ruptured. FBI, police, military called out to fight alien menace. Van Dyne house smashed as though by giant hand. I don't know if this is like the ants talking or who's talking, but ducks nearby uprooted, smashed. Alien thing advancing towards George Washington Bridge. Police clearing Manhattan. Police standing by, ready to fire. This is it, Janet. This is the thing that killed your father. Somehow your father's space probe machine brought that unearthly menace down to our planet. Here, don this belt. The cylinders contain your reducing and growth gases. Press the bottom button like this.
I see.
The miraculous vapor engulfs them, and they shrink smaller, smaller, smaller.
Oh, it feels so weird.
You'll get used to it, Janet. And as she shrinks to a minuteness, gossamer dainty wings sprout from Janet's shoulders, and tiny, delicate antennae adorn her forehead. The lovely girl has truly become the Wasp.
The specialized cells, they work. I can hear things through my antenna.
The voices of the insect world, as I hear them through my cybernetic helmet. Come now, you will try your wings. Shot into space by his catapult, Ant-Man finds his companion close beside him as he flies swiftly through the air.
This is exhilarating. Where are we going?
The George Washington Bridge. I've ordered the ants to gather there.
Ant-Man, I think you're wonderful. I want you to know, in case this creature kills us as it did my father, I'm falling in love with you.
No, you mustn't say that, Janet. You're only a child. Okay, this is really weird. Anyway, let's get this straight. I chose you as my partner simply because I thought you had a reason, as I have, to fight for mankind. I never want to love again. I couldn't bear it if I had to lose a loved one twice.
So I'm only a child, am I? Well, Mr. Ant-Man, we shall see.
She's so like Maria. Her beauty, her spirit. I must be careful lest I do fall in love with her. This is my partner, the Wasp. You will be to her as you are to me. Now, my friends, together we'll defeat this strange menace from space.
We cannot aid you this time, Ant-Man. This creature, there is something about it that prevents us from approaching it. We cannot.
Suddenly, the Earth shakes as the military batteries open fire. The creature from the cosmos has appeared.
Nothing stops it. Shells, bullets mean nothing to it. It's terrible, formless. I can't look at it. Don't look at it, or you're lost. Retreat. Pull back, pass the word.
The most modern weapons won't stop it.
And without the ants, we've hardly a chance. That awful thing killed my father. If you're afraid, I'm not.
The Wasp flies straight towards the towering, soulless monstrosity.
Wasp, come back! You fool child, come back!
I'll show him I'm not a child.
Alien, miasmic tentacles lick out at the tiny flying figure, reaching formless fog fingers like trickles of doom. But still she flies closer, closer, until he seems to draw her to him. Desperately, Ant-Man climbs atop the steel girders.
Don't look at the thing. Turn your head, I'm coming.
I can't help myself. I'm being drawn towards him.
Hurling himself into space, Ant-Man seizes the Wasp's hand, his weight carrying her down, away from the creature from Cosmos.
Got you. Don't you try anything like that again. I didn't say I was quitting. I just have to find a way to fight that thing. And I think I've found out now. Got to rush back to the laboratory. The mist, what the ants said. It all adds up. This creature is not made as we are. It is an acid species composed mainly of formic acid.
Minutes later in Henry Pym's lab.
On the shelf in the closet you'll find a 12-gauge shotgun and some shells. Bring them here and empty out the shells.
Yes, sir, boss man.
Man uses formic acid as a dye. Medieval doctors distilled the acid from ants. But modern man uses an oxalic base. And the antidote? Yes, here it is. Help me fill these shells, hurry!
What is this stuff?
The antidote to formic acid. Certain species of ants use the acid to sting and kill enemies. We are filling these shells with the antidote. And Janet?
Yes?
Pray that my thinking is right. If it isn't, this could very well be the end of our world. The end of mankind as we know it.
Now we must become Ant-Man and the Wasp again. Are you ready?
You know I am.
And so,
But now how can we carry the rifle and the shells?
my friends the ants shall do that for us.
Ant-Man sends out signals to the ants and...
Carry those! We must hurry! Where is the alien now?
Wall Street. Nothing stops him. Every weapon has failed.
So the strange procession begins its march, as the fate of mankind rests on the tiny shoulders of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
There he is ahead. Now, my hexapoda friends, I do not ask you to fight this creature. Just obey my commands, and you will only take a passive part in this. Up the building, here on the roof.
But Ant-Man, what?
Quiet, girl. I got to think this out.
But how can you load it? Pull the trigger. Everything is so huge.
You will find, as I have, that though you are reduced in size, you still retain much of the strength of a full-grown human. See? And now stand by with other shells, ready for me to load.
Here it comes. Oh, the lonesome thing.
Ant-Man pulls the trigger as the ants absorb the recoil, and with the blast and charge goes a fervent prayer.
Boom!
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's still advancing.
Don't look at it. Boom!
Suddenly, the horrible mist fills the air. A soundless screaming vibrated into nothingness.
It stopped. It seems to be falling apart, wavering. Sections are blotting out.
It worked. Your antidote works.
Like rotting tendrils of some evil alien plant, the creature falls, writhing, vanishing as the formic acid antidote charges enter the noxious substance that was the alien being of the creature from Cosmos.
Boom!
It's vanishing.
It's vanishing. It's fading away. Yes, we've won. We've won. We'd better get back to the lab. And from now on, you must not display such emotion. It isn't proper.
He's blushing and pretending he didn't feel any emotion at all.
Once again normal-sized, Henry Pym puts a call to the FBI on a telephone with a scrambler so that the call cannot be traced.
Hello, Lee Kearns? This is the Ant-Man. The menace is over. The people can be brought back to their homes, and building can resume. Ant-Man, listen, I want to meet you, talk to you. We're both fighting the same things. We can help each other. Look, you can't keep on going it alone.
I'm not going it alone, Kearns. Not anymore. Not ever again.
No, my darling. I will always be beside you, and someday I will make you realize that you love me as I love you. But until the day comes, it will be as you want it. Just partners. The Ant-Man and the Wasp fighting side by side.
And that's the end. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.